This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, starting at verse 1, and it reads, Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. The word evil is a compound word. Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad. So before the bad times or bad days come, you're supposed to remember the Most High before the bad days come. You know. Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Who are the keepers in the house? Keepers of the house. Who are the keepers of the house? They're the elite, that the wicked that rule this world. The scriptures say in the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So it's the elite that are behind the scenes, the elite that were behind the scenes with this so-called pandemic. The elite that was been behind the scenes with pretty much anything orchestrated in history. With the slave trade, the North Atlantic slave trade, with the like I said, the pandemic, the P Dizzy, and basically the ones that ultimately will be behind this new system being rolled out. This MOTB system. You know, this B system that's going to basically, if you're not basically willing to get an all within your right hand or your forehead to show your allegiance, basically you will be ostracized and put to death. It says, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And why are they trembling? Because, they're trying to bring out this system, but they're experiencing different situations, you know, first and foremost, the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, first and foremost, on to the men that's preaching this truth with faith and with sincerity, bringing out this truth, exposing their lies. They're exposing their wickedness. The scriptures talk about there should be no thing hid that should not be uncovered, and these devils' plans are being uncovered. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. When you go into that word grinders, takon, I wish I used the blue letter, but basically goes into the grinder that you use to grind meal, but it's going into employment. So basically these jobs, so it says, and the grinders cease. So when the jobs cease, because they are few, when it's hard to get work, when there's no work out here, and you've already been having layoffs since last year. You had layoffs, with the whole tech industry, Facebook, a lot of those tech companies were laying off employees. Well, that's why it's not surprising that what happened with the Silicon Valley situation and the banks. And now you got more jobs laying off, till eventually won't be any jobs. Because you got to remember, they want a system where you're totally reliant on the devil, because it's an old saying, never bite the hand that feeds you. Because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. See this place gloomy. There's no future in this place. Not a future where if you really believe in freedoms, a lot of these people are zombies and sheep. So that's why that devil, what is his name? Slipped my tongue. Klaus Schwab can make that statement, that you will own nothing and be happy, because the scriptures talk about a lot of people shall lose their life trying to keep it, and those that or Salakia, it says a lot will say their life and lose it, and basically those that lose their life shall receive everlasting life. Roughly paraphrased. I know I just butchered that. But people are going to try and hold on to their lives, and so they're going to conform to this system. You know, the elder was bringing that out back with Antiochus Epiphanes, you know. And that's how you know these are the same people, because they want you to basically give up your belief system, your God, and worship them. Join them to their system. And that's why the elder's been stressing, if you choose to take that oil, that C-hip, that Karax, that Karagma, basically you gonna basically give up, you know, because our master, if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, your power, your master is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Well, if you get that all, that basically signifies that you love Esau Edom. And you want to, because that's in the scriptures. You know, if you basically was released, but you wanted to basically say, for instance, you was a slave to a particular master, and then you basically, it was time for your freedom, but you end up having a family because he got you a wife and you had children, and you know, the children and the wife aren't yours though, they're the master's, but you wanted to stay with your family, you would basically get it all. So anybody that wants to hold on to this world, they're going to receive that C-hip. And that's why, you know, we pray that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua be with us in that hour in temptation, because the whole world is going to be tried in that hour. You know, people are going to be put in a situation, do you love your family more than Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? Do you love your children? Do you love your wife? Do you love, you know, Lord, I can see the Lord putting people in scenarios. That's when they, you know, right now they want to give out reparations. We're bringing that out of camp. Verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And the sound of grinding is low. The jobs are few. You know, they're not making it known like that. But a guy at my job, you know, I'm a temp and he was a temp. And basically they let him go to bring him back for like a week. I'm like, you got to be silly as fuck. I mean, I'd have told them probably, yeah, I'm coming in and not come. You know what I mean? Like, because you just dogged and shit on me. I mean, they probably ain't looking at it that way. And he said he came back due to the fact he didn't have nothing else going on. But he, like, the temp agency can't get him no other job. So I'm like, either, you know, it ain't as many jobs out here as you think. You know, maybe it is a few, you know, and ultimately it's the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua if you get a job or not. Why you think brothers pray for jobs and whatnot, you know? First of all, and foremost, prayer is supposed to be in the forefront of everything you do. But, you know, I can speak on that I can speak on that firsthand. You know, I remember when I was homeless, and I've had jobs. You know, I can see if you a Jake that ain't never had no job, but I've had jobs, and like pretty much, that's not completely true, but it was like, cause I did work when I was homeless. You know what I mean? But it was just like a period of time when I couldn't get no job. But now I realized, because the Lord wasn't behind that. He didn't approve of that. You know. So, you know, if the Lord favors what you do or your endeavor, it's gonna prosper. And if he doesn't, it's gonna come to naught. It says the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And what time is that? That's now. Because, you know, the music is very, very much at a low vibration. You know, music sucks right now. You know, if I could bring up that one chick, Glorilla, Glorilla, that weirdo bitch. That can't rap, you know what I mean? But to show you how dumbed down everybody is, like, people really think that shit. It's just showing you the power of media, you know what I mean? Like, something that you think is garbage, they could play enough times that even though you don't like it, it'll become catchy to you. That's some witchcraft right there. They gonna make you like some shit, you know what I'm saying? So, Salakia, I'm gonna bring out a little bit of this article, because this is the second time I'm doing a lesson. I thought I turned the damn thing on and must have forgot. So it says Burger King closes 26 locations in Michigan. Customers left disappointed. And more and more customers going to be disappointed. Like right now, that's just fast food. But it's going to be like more significant, more detrimental stores that you're going to need to shop. It's going to be closed. I remember during the pandemic, I believe in Mexico, basically the guy was trying to the president or not the president, but it might have been the president of Mexico, or as a mayor of a city of Mexico, basically suggesting if you didn't have a vaccine or you didn't take that jump shot, that you basically couldn't go grocery shopping. So this is how totalitarian these motherfucking people was getting. It says customers pulling up. So this is it says Burger King locate. So like Burger King closes 26 locations in Michigan. Customers left disappointed. Customers pulling up to Burger King on Grand River near Evergreen Monday say they're not having their way and they're not happy about it. And I remember saying this earlier because Burger King's slogan is have it your way. It's your way, or something along that lines. Look at this chick. I knew this had to be the female that made the statement, because I was talking about that earlier too. I told you I knew that was a nigga woman. So it says, I know women will get offended by it, but it's a reason why we call you the nigga woman. It's a reason why, the so-called black woman is literally the least sought after woman when it comes to dating, when everything is on a dating site now. Everything's because of the fact of the curses. Esau has bred the mind of the black woman that she don't need a black man. Every other woman needs a man. So, order can take place, but the only one that's out of order like that is the black woman. In her mind, she don't need a man up until she need a man. This ain't about that, you know what I mean? Like, I love women, and I'm blessed to basically have Eve, because I've seen a wicked woman and I've seen a woman that could be a helpmeet. So call Lawyer Malayal Bashim Yahushua for that. The Lord gave me, something that a lot of brothers didn't get the experience of witness. And I know a lot of brothers have, though, See, the thing with suffering loss and going through certain trials and tribulations is when you've never been through something, you don't know how you're going to react. You might think you're going to react a certain kind of way, but you don't know till you go through it. But once you've been through something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, okay, that one shit, you know what I mean? And that's why the Lord literally afflicts us. Because you got to remember, we suffering now, so for when the times when great suffering come, we already going to be in a mindset and set up, and we already know what the scriptures say. No one is half the battle. But these people that really, the Lord really got blinded, they going to be fucked up, and they going to go pandemonium. You know what I mean? It says, customers pulling up to the Burger King on Grand River near Evergreen Monday say they're not having their way. They're not happy about it. They say they're disappointed to see this location and 25 others close its doors. Man, listen, I was about to grab me a Whopper with cheese. Listen, with extra mayo, said customer Katrina Allen. It says, EYM King of Michigan is closing 26 stores. The company sent a letter to the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity last week stating they would permanently cease operations due to unforeseen circumstances and fail to reach a resolution with Burger King Corporation. The notice says EYM King started closing its restaurants March 17th, so this month, maybe today is the 28th, so a little bit over like 2 weeks, a little bit less than 2 weeks ago, maybe like a week and a half ago, and expect to shut down all locations by April 15th. The shutdown will lay off 424 employees, and that's a 10, so that's a perfect number. And I was just thinking, because it's deep, the pandemic kept a lot of these restaurants going, showing you how funny it is, you had people suggesting basically you had a show because they use the guise of it's food, so that's a essential restaurant, but it's not. It's certain. Like what's funny is, but like the Department of Motor Vehicles or the BMV wasn't essential, but you need ID. It's a law. I mean, basically, a police officer can lock you up for not having ID, but the place where you go get ID at was closed. Ain't that fucking hilarious? I mean, certain cities and states it was, and I can't remember if our city was, I know it was real, like it was real frustrating because you only could be 6 feet distance. I was bringing this up, at the brother sit down too, because we have a study. Sometimes we do a sit down, and I was just laughing at like, okay, everywhere in society you can go without a mask, but then when you go to a hospital, any kind of medical building, you got to wear a mask. But then you go back outside to deal with, the pestilence. So what sense do that make? Shouldn't you, you know what I'm saying? Like, but people will just sit and nonchalantly or disregard it like it's little, like it's nothing. Like, shouldn't you be questioning that? Like the elder Apostle Tahar always says that you should not blindly follow. And that's what I respect about our elders, the elders of the Great Millstone, from Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Aramlab, to Elder Apostle Racha. I respect them so much because they will make real life statements like that. Like the Elder Apostle Tahar said, you should never follow anybody, just blindly follow somebody. That's why scriptures talk about you need to be fully persuaded in your mind. So, with that being said, the scriptures talk about it's going to be a time of a lack of work. And we're seeing that now. Salakia. So it reads, Isaiah chapter 19, I'm going to start at verse 14, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And that perverse spirit is these philosophies, a woman is equal with a man, this LGBTQR, SZVV, this alphabet lifestyle, that's not pro-life, a lifestyle brings life. You're living, with a man being with a man or a woman being with a woman, how are you bringing life? You can't procreate. You can't create life. That's not a lifestyle for real. That's wickedness, because just imagine, who you're influencing with that. I just went to Walgreens like 2 days ago, and I went in there, this big ass giant, and he looked like an Edomite, big ass giant, sloppy built. I mean, but like how Jake could say, like, you see this big ass burly Jake that's wearing high heels and a dress. You're like, what the fuck? Your big ass should be playing like that one Jake that this nigga Charles the White, which is a super nigga, but he did make a point. He was talking about that big Jake that make them videos, them YouTubers. I don't know the guy's name, but he always dancing. This dude about 285 pounds. Solid built muscle. This motherfucker bouncing around doing dance and shaking and shit. He like, you too fucking big to be doing that. And then he responded by basically playing a video talking about, if people talking about you. Like, he didn't really respond or, get roused up, but he played a video saying, what people say shouldn't matter and all this, you know what I mean? So the showing you it affected him to a degree, but the truth of the matter, it affected him because it's the truth. You too fucking big for you to be. That's like that big ass dude, Terry Crews. You know what I mean? Your big goofy ass so big, but then, like D.L. Hughley said, your big ass supposed to be intimidating people, but you letting this little puny guy touch on you. What the fuck you got all the muscles for then? Like the fuck? You just gonna like that? I mean, don't get me wrong. Some things can startle you, but like you a man. Like a man is not gonna let another man violate him, or not, or he gonna at least. Not what's the word, willingly, not no real man. Salakia, it says the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which America, Babylon the Great, aka America, is the modern day Egypt, because when you go into a lot of the philosophies, the emerald tablet of Thoth. You know what I mean? Like, and, it just, a lot of the philosophies and the, America is Babel because it's a land of confusion. They took philosophies and knowledge from all these ancient empires and balled them up in one place. In and all these philosophies come out of this one place. And that's why this place is going to get a judgment like never before, because all those ancient kingdoms was destroyed. So what do you think the Lord's going to do to this? You got a pyramid in Nevada. When you go the Luxor Hotel, they got a pyramid on there. You got the phallus, in Washington, D.C., the Washington Monument. Well, Egypt had phalluses. You know, when you go into masonry, that's why they like worship the phallus. You know, what do you think those aprons is to cover over? Yeah. Anyhow, so the scriptures talk about the Lord literally judging this place. Salakia. And one of the judgments is going to be a lack of work because of the pride, you know. Scriptures talk about in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, because iniquity shall abound, meaning iniquity meaning the sin upon sin, people constantly transgressing the laws, because people constantly sinning, the love of many shall wax cold. So it's going to become very violent. You know, 2 Timothy chapter 3 says in the last days, which, you know, it's going to be perilous times. So because of all the sin, it's going to be very dangerous. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15. The point is verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And these people are going to be troubled because there's going to be a lack of jobs. You're not going to be able to provide for your household like that unless you're going to be willing to do anything by any means like Malcolm X. And that's why when you go to verse 19, it says this: a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And the modern day sword is the gun. Spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So because of the lack of food and because so much shit gonna be going on, it's so much, you know, it's gonna be so much of hard times, bad times, evil times, Eve time, ill, bad times. People are gonna take from one another, and the strong always pays on the weak. So you single mothers, you nigga women, like I said, you proud nigga women, like I say, that literally with all this stuff going on, that you literally still being proud and can't see it. Yeah, the Lord has people intentionally blinded. So scriptures say that. They shall say peace and safety, but then suddenly sudden destruction shall appear. You know, the Lord gonna call back them angels from holding back the destruction, and you know that Jacob's trouble gonna appear. You know, like 2 Ezra chapter 9 say, and then the end shall manifest. And when you see the word manifest, it basically means to suddenly appear. This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. It reads, I'm going to start at verse 49. In that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and has not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. So the Lord is looking for the meek. It says, you know, it tells you in the book of Proverbs, I believe chapter 6, that it's 6 things that the Most High God hate, and pride is the first one. How are you going to be proud? Scriptures say, how's earth and ashes proud? You know, the brother, I forgot who made mention of this, and it made me think about it, because as much as you read the scriptures, there's certain things. That's why it's beautiful to have a body, you know what I mean? A body of believers, you know. But he was saying how the Most High called Jacob a worm. The same Jacob that wrestled an angel. That's how great and powerful Jacob was. He wrestled an angel, but the Most High called him a worm. So the Lord is looking for those meek and humble individuals. And those that aren't humble, the Lord gonna judge horrifically. I just read it. You know what I mean? Verse 50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Because of their great pride, many miseries shall be brought to the earth. You know, now those women, you know, because you got women that's, you know, you got people waking up every day. So if you sincere and you are the elect, you could be in whatever situation. You could be one of them project women or women living in a low estate and have, you know, children or whatever. But if the Lord, because the Lord look at the heart, you know, the Lord created you, you know, the Lord had a set time for you to wake up and everything. That's how we all woke up at our set time. And I was telling the brother that, you know, he going through something. And I was like, you know, but to show you how everything is still all spiritual, because if you'd have got that information and you wasn't in the truth, how would you have reacted? And he had to think about it. He was like, yeah, you're right. Besides the fact that whatever the Lord take you through, he knows the spirit that he created. That's why he told Jeremiah, I have formed you in the womb and ordained you to be a prophet. You know, the Most High makes you a prophet. You just can't go read some scriptures, you know what I mean? Because it takes a certain kind of spirit to be able to do this. And I just imagine, that's why I believe wholeheartedly that my elders, the elders and apostles of the great millstone, are those men of the Lord, the hopeful. They gotta be, because who else is doing this? You know what I mean? Like the elder said, you got the church, the people that call them pastors and deacons, call themselves pastors and deacons. They not doing this. They don't even go into prophecy. They not warning you of what's to happen, because a lot of them are insiders, like the elder said. A lot of them Masons. I remember when I was homeless, when I first went through my homeless situation, and I went to a church, and the motherfucker literally, I went like 3 or 4 times. One time I go, they did it like a fucking rap performance. They get to announcing him, like an MC announcing him, like, yeah, a Messianic brother, such and such, deacon, such and such, pastor, such and such. I'm like, what the fuck? It blew my motherfucking mind. Lord was like, get the fuck about it. That's why the Lord had him do it. But, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of them pastors are insiders. Why do you think a man like T.D. Jakes can get up to the level of being next to Bush and shit like that? The Most High is not in them churches, because them churches are of the world. The scriptures tell you that the Most High dwelleth not in hand. Salakia. The scriptures say that the Most High dwelleth in temples made not with hands, because you are the temple. That's why, the Most High was dwelling amongst Israel in tents when they was in the wilderness. He was with them then. It's the book of Salakia. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna get to the point. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. So, the point I wanted was the Lord gonna destroy the house of the proud, and that's why the Lord visiting this planet and these people. All these people, a lot of people about to suffer, and rightfully so. You have people reject and mock and scoff and disrespect the brothers pushing this truth. You don't think it's a judgment for that? And the scriptures talk about, just because sentence against an evil work is not basically executed speedily. So because the Lord doesn't judge you immediately, people will think that they got away with something. Especially like Esau Edom. But in his spirit, he know he is about to be judged. These Edomites is going and that's how you can, the Lord gonna use some of these Edomites. You're gonna have Edomites turn into serial killers. Like the elder brother from LA, the elder Mwatazak, was going into how I would have to watch a video again, but basically they was talking about how they decapitated this Jake. So the Lord, you got to remember, the Lord is putting these spirits out. It's the Most High, that's the Father of spirits, that's doing this. So it's the Lord putting these and rousing Esau up. He's stirring everything up. Make me think of Psalms 120, 119, 126. It's time for thee to work, because they have made void thy laws. The Lord is working like a big old pot of that stew. What's not that stew? But, the lentil soup. Esau and Jacob. So yeah, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is destroying these proud people houses. So this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7. I'm going to go straight to the point, and it reads, Ezekiel 7 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, evil and only evil, behold, is come. Verse 6, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. And you see in the end, you see in this financial system breakdown, they trying to basically switch over to, this digital system. You see you see the end of America is over with. Not from the way that you've known prior. Yeah, you see a certain little thing, but when they, like, literally they changing over and my nephew, which he kind of into that world of digital this and digital that, He was saying that Fed Now was out since 2021. So yeah, I remember them creating it, but I don't think it was out. But then again, he might be right, because you got to remember, they only let the public get to things when they want them to. You know what I mean? But they saying they gonna release it for actual use in July. So, I don't know if the dollar gonna crash then, but you got that president of Kenya saying in the next couple of weeks something about to happen to affect the dollar. So all we can do is wait and see. Because again, if you a watchman, if you call yourself a prophet, you're supposed to be circumspect and watching everything, especially now, because the days are evil. So I'm gonna end it with this, because again, the Lord is about to starve a lot of people out, because that's gonna be their judgment. Starvation is gonna be judgment for a wicked individual. This is the book of Psalm chapter 37, verse 19. I'm gonna start at verse 18. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. And that's why, the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna give, the remnant, the true Israelites, because that's gonna be those that make it through. They're gonna be purged, and they're gonna be acceptable for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And that's why they're gonna get an everlasting kingdom. But the thing is, scriptures talk about, I believe in Romans 8, it talks about how all of Israel shall be saved. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So, reminds me of Isaiah chapter 65. Say, my chosen shall eat, but thou shall be hungry. So the Lord gonna provide and take care of his elect, just like how he provided and took care of Israel when they was in the wilderness. Verse 19, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away. And that make you think of, what's that? Psalms, no, that's Isaiah 34. Sacrifice in Basra. So majority of these people are going to be a sacrifice. I think it's Isaiah 34. When we talk about the sword of the Lord. God. Verse 6, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys and rams. So, 2/3, and these heathens going to be a sacrifice when the Lord destroyed this place. You got to understand, it tells you in the scriptures that the Most High God is a man of war. So, the concept with these individuals tell you that the Most High God is all love and like he this weak ass individual. That's not the true, character of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yahweh meaning he is, or he exists. The name of God, who you people regularly just call God, which God simply means power. That's why Allah, when you go into the word Allah, it means power. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Aquath, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Mawath lababah, shalom.